Hello. So what I'm going to show you here is cutting in. I'm doing the woodwork. I've just done up the skirting board bit there on the left hand side of the staircase, and it's a really old house, so there's not really any definition between skirting board and wall, and that's mainly because on here, if you watched any of my previous videos, is cork, so the wall is now sticking out much further than it should be because the cork is fairly thick. So there's no definition, look, between the skirting board and the wall. So I've got to create my line, a fake line. So I'm using two brushes. This one is really good for getting that nice line that you're trying to create. The line along here. And this one, because it's nice and floppy, is really good for doing along the bottoms here. If you try and cut in with this one, because it's floppy, there's not much push on it to try and cut that line, and your line won't be solid. It'll be a bit flimsy and like bits missing. Is that a run? No. And the reason I like this floppy one for down here, I'm using water-based eggshell in there. And a lot of people, old school decorators especially, moan about water-based eggshell. They say it's rubbish, even the designer paints. And it's not rubbish paint, it's because you're using the wrong flipping brush. You're probably using a brush that's stiff, and it's just dragging the paint and taking most of it back off on the bristles. Nice and floppy one like this, and the paint actually goes onto the woodwork and stays there where you want it. So let me show you with my one hand. Load up. We all know what loading up is, don't we? Working from the kettle, in, dab, 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 and that's the right amount of paint. Okay, and now I just wipe off the excess below the crease line and then push the brush into the crease line, and I can push it right in there to wherever I feel the line is. And along here on this skirting board, it's all over the place. Quite fat there, then goes skinny, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not trying to make this house look like a new build. I'm working with what's here, and I'm keeping all this old quirkiness. And when it's finished, trust me, it's going to look stunning. So what do? Load up, in, dab, 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 dab. That's the right amount of paint. Come back over here. Wipe off the excess. Don't start right in the crease because you'll have too much paint. And just push it up in there. Because this brush is round, it doesn't really have like a definite edge. So as you just push it in, it's nice. And you don't get a big fat bead of paint, which can happen if you use this type of brush. Because if I push the paint in with this one, sometimes you can get like a ridge, a fat edge, right in the crease line, which you don't want, because this brush has a definite edge on it, and it tends to push the paint and not create a nice line. So be like a chef that has plenty of knives. You use the right knife for the job you're doing. You don't just have one knife does it all. That way, use the knife or the brush that does the right thing. And there's not enough paint on there at the moment, but maybe on the other side of the bristles there might be some paint. Yeah, there's enough now, see? Push it in there nicely. Oh yeah. And I can create myself a nice edge all along there. And that's going to look banging when it's done. Oh, I'll show you later. Bye.